Sometimes we just want to get a good position on the guy. Maybe I've tried the spin around and it's not working. Maybe all he's giving me is just the wrist and I can't get any space to spin. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to turn this into a back take and then we'll follow up with a choke from the back take. Okay, but we'll work the back take first just so you get the motion and then you can add in the, because it's a collar choke anyway. So from here, what we're going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to catch that wrist. But if he's constantly fighting me back and forth, and a lot of times what will happen is I'm not doing a good job of bringing it into his chest and he's posting back out again. Okay, so if I keep losing it, I'm going to pull it in. Here, sit up, sit up. Okay, as soon as I get it to his chest, I'm going to grab a hold of it. Okay, I like to grab my hand, but you could just as easily 2-on-1. Okay, right? Try not to go like this. Okay, good. All right, so we grab it, we feed it in, control. Next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my shoulder right in between his shoulder blades. And then I'm going to barrel roll that way. Keep pulling the arm into his chest and through. So that as I roll through, it continually keeps him pressed to my chest and he'll land right into a back take, okay? Or rodeo right. So as I roll through,
come on around here, guys, so you can see. Okay, you should.
I'll do it the other way so you can see.
So see how we're coming back to square one, the first move we did, seated rodeo ride? Okay, now we're working on it.
Okay, got it. That works. Okay, so again, boom, boom. Okay, got my 2-on-1. And then as I roll, put your shoulder in between his shoulder blades. Okay? Roll, pull, right into it. Okay?
Which way?
Face them.
You need to see if I'm rolling over anyway.
That's why I figured.
Look,
Start this
All
way,
right,
we'll
face-
end up over
face-
there.
yeah, start there we go, all right.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he keeps coming back into you guys.
It's okay.
Right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right.
Aim your head toward John. Aim your head toward John. Does that work?
Can somebody tell me what's going on right now? I'm
Yeah,
confused.
he's trying to get a good, so you guys can
I'm trying to
see.
get a good view so you can see me coming up and putting my hooks in. Basically, as soon as I roll over, he lands right into my hooks. Okay?
It's a lot simpler than it, but it's not real. It's not really that hard.
No,
though,
it's
right?
not.
No,
It
it's
looks
very, very
complicated as hell and slick. It's not that hard. The key is that 2-on-1, and you can do it from an over-under grip as well as seatbelt grip. You got to make sure you're getting a good hug on him so that as you roll through, you pull him into your hooks.
Start from there and we'll see what we have.
Yeah, right.
Boom.
There we go, okay. See, yeah.
Okay,
See,
now
that's
you
the
can see all the way
Remember that, does that look familiar from the first move we did? Seated rodeo ride.
Right?
We got control.
So we now brought them both together. Little things make big things happen. All right.
One thing too, he's not telling you that, but if you stop rolling partway through, he's gonna be on top of you.
Yeah.
You've gotta make that roll quick and keep moving, don't stop.
Don't let go of the wrist ride and don't keep pulling it into your chest because again, he'll cartwheel out and he'll be on top. So it's one continuous move until he lands in your lap. Okay? Good? Makes sense? Questions? Comments?
Now from there, you can do arm locks, chokes, whatever, but Derek's now in a controlling position. And then this is a classic breakdown, where you're breaking him down from a stable, in a neutral position generally, or he thinks he's safe, to an unstable position for him. And that's breaking him down, breaking his body down, putting him in a position to, we good?
Andy gave it points in a tournament.
Yeah, you could, depending on
Yeah,
the
you
sport,
beat-
depending on the sport, you pick up some points possibly, yeah.
4 points right there.
All right, we good?
That's right.
Give it a
3,
try.
2, 1. So, John here is heavier than I am. So as opposed to having Eric who's about the same size, this kind of shows you the mechanics of it. Technically, it works better when the guy's bigger because you get him rolling and his weight pulls you up. All right, that's really the whole point of this. I forced him to roll on the front end by putting all of my weight into my shoulder and rolling sideways but keeping his hands into my chest and having a good hug while we're going through. On the back end, his weight pulls me up into a seated position. I always want to be seated because I have options then, all right? So if I'm through here like this, okay, and I roll through, see how he pulled me up? It might look like I'm doing a sit-up, but I'm not. I'm holding on nice and tight, so at the back end, he gets me pulled right up where I need to. Okay, as soon as we sit up, boom, it's like he landed into a bear trap. There go the hooks. Okay, when I'm seated, I have options. Okay, I can follow through here like this. Okay, choke's not working because he's fighting the choke.
Guess what, Jujitsu?
Right into Jujitsu.
Guys, did you hear a really important point I want him to stress again about? Don't bear the weight. If you're Derek, don't bear John's weight on you. Come up in a seated position. Come up on your butt.
Okay.
The reason is you have control now. Who's in control? Nobody, really. It's a scramble.
I might be able to finish the choke from here, but it's going to be difficult because I don't really have any hip thrust anymore. He's sitting on my hips and he's heavier than me. But if we sit up, okay, now I can use my hips because I'm not bearing his weight anymore. Plus, I'm mobile. I can move for other things. I can roll sideways and sit up into the juji.
So it gives you better stability to finish and get better mobility to finish, okay? That's why you want to end up with these rolls on your buttocks. And I think that's one of those small points a lot of guys miss when they teach grappling, when they practice grappling, because you don't want to have his weight being borne by you. You're not in a strong position now, but you are when you finish behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't see behind him. He has no eyes in the back of his head. He doesn't know what you're doing. Right?
As a heavy guy, one of the few, or the heavier guy, one of the few weapons he has when somebody else is on his back is letting them hold his weight. I might have the position, but he has the control, okay? I have to carry, an extra 200 pounds now.
Really good point. Really good point. Okay, guys? You need to do anything, or do you want to
That was
finish?
it. That was it.